Is the JDM car market overpriced in 2022? Stick around to the end of the video to find out my answer. Welcome back, everyone, to Myton Films. Today, we are going to talk about why I don't have a car right now. Many people seem to think that I'm just going to up and buy a car here in the middle of Tokyo, and that's dead. I can't just buy a car here. But I also want to talk about the JDM car market and why all of these cars are slowly rising in price. Many people want these old cars. I want a car from the 90s. You want a car from the 90s. Your friend, he wants a car from the 90s. Everybody wants them. Why can't we buy them? Because the price is just a little too high for us. Supply and demand. That's the simple answer. Speed Academy made a video about a year ago talking about supply and demand and why these cars shouldn't be as high as they are because of the units that were produced. But the thing is that they are high in price because people want them and people are willing to pay for these cars. I'm not willing to pay $25,000, $30,000 for an Integra Type R. That's dead. Integra Type R is my favorite car, but guess what? Not paying that price. People need to stop paying for these cars. We want them. Yeah, we want to buy them, but there comes a point where it's just not smart or not worth it to buy a car for this amount of money. Part of the reason why these cars keep surging in price is because, like I said, people keep paying for them. Even if you have the money to buy these cars, you know, you're really not helping the situation here. These prices are just a little too high, and unfortunately, they're not really going to go down like many people think. I watched another video, Samit and Albo. You guys all know these guys. They seem to think that, well, Samit seems to think that the prices are inflated as they are. He's kind of right, but he seems to think that it's going to pop, the bubble's going to pop, and these prices are just going to like dwindle down to practically who knows what. But I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I think they're just going to plateau. I've said this time and time again, and unfortunately, if they all just dwindled down, they would all be gone. People would just buy them all, and there would be nothing left. And then they would, guess what? They would probably, before they all are purchased, the price is just going to rise up again. So it just wouldn't make sense for that to happen. I want to say this whole surge of JDM cars started somewhere around 2014, 2015 when the R32 first became legal. The Skylines had such an impact on the JDM car market as a whole that so many people wanted to buy a Skyline, whether it was a R34, R33, which, let's be real, nobody wants an R33, R32, so everybody wanted a Skyline. I'm not 100% sure why, but I can only point the finger back to one thing, and that's the Fast and Furious franchise. So this all started, I think, because of the Fast and Furious franchise and the cars that were in these films is what initially started the spike in prices for many of the cars that we've come to love today. So the RX-7, the Integra, the Skyline, the Civic, the Supra, the STIs. Many of these cars we worshipped as kids because we always wanted what we saw on TV. And as we grew older, we started to make money, and now we can actually buy our dream car. I bought my dream car, what, 2 years ago? Oh wow, it's been 3 years. I bought my dream car 3 years ago, and you know, inevitably I sold it to make money come here. We all want what we grew up desiring, and now that many people are becoming of age to be able to buy these 90s JDM cars, there's been a surge in pricing because many people want it, so the demand has to go up, and so the demand goes up and the supply goes down when people buy them. And when there's little of something and everybody wants it, the price has to go up. My prediction personally is that since this all kind of started around 2014, 2015, and let's be real, it started way before that, but it was on a much smaller scale. Around 2014 and 2015 is when this whole surge kind of really started to take place. My prediction is that the market, or this bubble, quote unquote, will most likely pop somewhere around 2026 to 2027, right when the R34 is legal into the United States, because that way everybody is able to obtain and own this these cars, the R32, the R33, R34. And after 2002, not many cars were very popular after that. Nothing really had as much of an impact as much as the Skylines. So I don't think we will see much of a surge after this car becomes legal. Also because many of the cars that we all desire and all want right now, even if they were produced after 2002, already saw an increase in price. Look at the FD2, for example. Look at how much those are going for, and look at the year that they were produced. It's nowhere near legal for import into the United States, but yet it's so expensive. Why? Maybe it has to do with COVID. So let's talk about COVID. COVID ruined everything. It ruined everything. Everything became more expensive during COVID. I mean, technically, COVID's still going. Is it still going on? Is COVID still going on? I have no clue. Not only did the 90s cars shoot up in price, normal cars started to shoot up in price. Homes started to shoot up in price. I even heard about ammunition for just guns became more expensive. Everything just became expensive during this time. I remember watching the price for Integra Type Rs during 2021 when my car was still sitting in Japan, and the price was sitting somewhere around 10 to 11,000, and I said to myself, oh no, I think I made a mistake. Oh no, maybe I'm going to lose a lot of money on this car. I'm going to be stuck with it, and I'm not going to be able to part ways with it or sell it or anything. But then all of a sudden, towards the end of 2021, 2022, there was just a big boom, and my car went from being worth $10,000 to $11,000 all the way to $19,000, $20,000. And I said, oh my God, what happened? So I start to check all of these other cars to see what's going on, to see if it's just an Integra thing. No, it wasn't just an Integra thing. It was everything. Everything just started to exponentially increase in price, and I realized, oh my God, this is a problem. So as you guys all know, the JDM car market is no longer affordable for the average consumer. Now it is for people who have money, or it's for collectors who want to just buy cars and let them sit in their garage for 20 plus years. To answer your question, is the JDM car market overpriced in 2022? I want to say yes, but given that there aren't many units for many of these cars left, I want to say it's not really overpriced. But is it a good idea to buy these cars now? No. Is it going to be a good idea in the future? Probably not. Maybe it's not a good idea to buy it, but me personally, I don't necessarily think that they are overpriced. I just think that because there is such a huge desire for these cars, people are willing to pay whatever they want just to get their hands on it, and they don't care to think about what they're paying. So that's where I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that the JDM car market is overpriced? Do you think these prices are worth it? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video.